Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of May 13th. I'm John Jacobson.
I'm Jay Wilcox. The spring season is flying by after a late start. This week, highlights from a big tennis showdown in the Northwest Suburban Conference, and we'll meet a Champlin Park baseball star who is leading the Rebels to a great spring on the diamond.
And we'll hear from Armstrong's talented girls lacrosse team. We'll start with softball and a couple of rivalry matchups under the lights. Maple Grove started the season with 11 straight wins for the first time in school history. The Crimson hope to continue the streak against district rival Osseo. Crimson and Orioles playing at Maple Grove Junior High. Top of the third inning, Abby Bunnell bloops one into short left field for a hit. Michelle Gorsett scores as the Crimson score twice in the inning. The Orioles get one of those runs back in the bottom of the third. Courtney Calkins rips a single to center. Allison Polberg scores, and it's 2-1. Stays that way until the fifth. Brianna Basil with a hit to right that skips past the right fielder. Sarah Southern scores, and Basil triples, and it's 3-1. And it's Gorsett up, and she lays down a nice bunt in front of the plate. Basil races home from third. Gorsett is safe at first, and the Crimson is up 4-1. The Orioles answer in the bottom of the fifth, and once again it's Calkins delivering. Her hit to right center field brings home Haley Swanson. 4-3 Maple Grove after 5. The Crimson get some breathing room, though, in the seventh inning, scoring 3 times. Sammy Sadler singles to left. Bunnell scores as the Crimson go on to beat their rivals from Osseo 7-4.
It's a huge rivalry. I always look forward playing to this team. They're good competition. It's fun beating them, though.
Well, in the Robbinsdale district, Armstrong's had a tough season on the softball diamond. Cooper was looking to break a 6-game losing streak against the Falcons in their annual neutral site matchup at Robbinsdale Spangers Park. Kendra Rooney grounds to the left side for Armstrong. The first baseman's off the bag early, trying to get Kelsey Meredith at home. Armstrong takes a 1-0 lead. Cooper answers quickly, though. Judy Brunner with a base hit to score Casey Anderson. It's part of a 3-run first for the Hawks. In the fifth, Cooper's second baseman Katie McGuire takes a hit away from Rooney with a nice over-the-shoulder catch here. Cooper adds to the lead in the fifth as Jessica Burns tags it to the gap in left center. 2-run score on the play, and it's 7-2 Cooper. Armstrong chips away at the deficit, though. Michaela Galdonik singles up the middle. This will bring Abby Harrison in, and it's a 7-4 game. A pass ball in the top of the seventh allows Kendall Weiland to score, and the Falcons are suddenly within 7-6. But pitcher Anderson gets Rachel College on a fly ball to left to end the game as Cooper wins 7-6, their first win over the Falcons since 2007.
The Park Center and Hopkins softball teams each have state tournament experience in recent seasons with a combined 5 trips to state since 2008. Royals hosted the Pirates last week in a non-conference game, bottom of the third inning. Lauren Fiegler at the plate, and she gets a good swing on that pitch and sends it over the fence and left for a 2-run homer. Fiegler with 2 hits and 3 RBIs in the game. The Royals are up 4-0. Fiegler, as a pitcher, gets the job done too. We get a strikeout to end the top of the fourth. Pirates pitcher Jillian Rosby makes some good pitches, including this one to Fiegler with 2 runners on. Pop out, Lexi Peterson at second base with the grab and ends the inning. In the 6th inning, with a runner at third, Hannah Kleist grounds back to Rosby, who holds the runner, throws out Kleist. Haley Den Hartog then takes off from third and scores. And the throw is dropped. Hopkins goes on to win it over Park Center 6-0. In boys tennis, Breck won the state Class A championship last season. The Mustangs hosted a Class AA Power Friday as Edina paid a visit to Golden Valley. Number 1 singles, big serve by Breck's Miles Tang, sets up the forehand winner. Later, Tang with another big forehand, setting up the smash winner, and he takes his match in 3 sets. Number 1 doubles, David Alper serves for Breck. Brenna Wong with the volley winner. The Stangs duo win in 3 sets. Number 2 singles, it's Tucker Schoblad serving for Breck, and he cracked the backhand winner down the line, and he wins 6-3, 6-3. Number 2 doubles, Austin Wong serves for the Mustangs and then wins the point with a backhand passing shot. The Mustangs score an impressive 6-1 win over the Hornets.
Maple Grove's boys tennis team hope to upend defending state champion Elk River to claim the Northwest Suburban Conference title. Maple Grove looking to end Elk River's 67-match conference winning streak. Charlie Adkins in the near court at number 2 singles for Maple Grove against Sam Giro. Adkins gets the overhead winner for the point. But left-hander Giro is steady, and he takes this point as Adkins returns it into the net. Giro goes on to win the match for the Elks 6-1, 6-4. To number 2 doubles, Maple Grove's Jacob Endres just avoids falling into the net here, and it sets up a shot up the middle by Nate Nemeth for a crimson point. Elk River's Logan Burns and Noah Steichen, though, take this point and a good match, 6-2, 6-4. In the number 1 singles match, Maple Grove's Zach Adkins in the near court. He'll take this point against Josh Giro. The Giro wins the match 6-1, 6-love for the Elks. To number 1 doubles, Derek Marvin will serve, and Trevor Kleinshay puts it away for Maple Grove. But it's Elk River winning this match, and they edge Maple Grove 4-3.
Most local track and field teams participated in True Team section meets last week. The Coaches Association run meets are geared toward rewarding team depth instead of a few star individuals. The Wayzata boys raced to the win in Section 7 3A meet ahead of host team Hopkins. Eden Prairie is third. Armstrong places 6th of 7 teams. On the girls' side, Minnetonka is the champion with Edina second and Chanhassen third. Hopkins, Wayzata, and Armstrong are in the 5, 6, 7 spots. Champlin Park's boys take the Section 4 3A True Team title in Elk River. Andover is second and Elk River third. Osseo is 6th, followed by Maple Grove, Park Center, and Rogers. Elk River wins the girls' Section 4 3A True Team title. Maple Grove was the top local team in third. Champlin Park is 5th, Osseo 7th, Rogers 8th, and Park Center 9th. The state True Team meet for Class 3A is this Friday at Stillwater. And Jay, it's conference meet week for some local track teams this week.
That's right. That includes the Lake and North Suburban Championships. It's time to really get it on for these teams now. Next up on Sports Jam, lacrosse and baseball highlights as the teams stay busy with makeup games.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to talk lacrosse.
And with the state tournaments expanding from 4 teams to 8, some local squads have much more realistic chances to make the tournament. Champlin Park handed Armstrong its only Northwest Suburban Conference loss in girls lacrosse last season, and those teams plus Coon Rapids tied for the league title. The Rebels paying a visit to Armstrong in a key game. Armstrong strikes immediately. Mari Verbaten carries it up the middle to score just 22 seconds in. Haley Hatton has a strong game. She sets up Amy Master for the first of her 3 goals, and it's 3-0 Falcons less than 4 minutes in. Champlin Park battles back, though. Margie McNamara scores to pull them within 3-2 on the way to a 3-goal night for her. It's 4-2 Falcons at halftime. Second half, and Armstrong takes over again. Hatton scores from the free position, one of 4 goals for her. Then Hatton gets another assist as she finds Haley Holdall in front. Holdall scores 3 in a row, and Armstrong pulls away to win 14-5. We'll hear from the Falcons later in the show. Also in girls lacrosse, Maple Grove hosting Andover. Early first half, Jessie Van Keulen to Michelle Lynch. She makes a run to the goal and scores for Maple Grove. Lauren Kaufman zips to the net and scores, and this one will make it 4-0 Crimson. Lauren Kenny with a nice pass to Brittany Thronson here for the one-time shot and goal, and Maple Grove is up 10-0 on the Huskies at halftime. Rain comes in the second half. Maple Grove keeps scoring. Tiffany Miller weaves through the Andover defense and scores as Maple Grove rolls over Andover 17-2.
The Osseo Park Center girls lacrosse team has had a lot of close losses this season. They were trying to reverse that trend when they hosted Holy Family. Highlights from this one, Hannah Foote makes a run to the goal and scores for OPC. Emily Magner beats her defender and sets up Shayna Perrell for the shot on goal. And Osseo Park Center builds an early lead. Holy Family comes back. Abby Hanscom scores in front for a goal. Ariana Marciniak answers for Osseo Park Center with a goal from the free position, but Holy Family leads 8-7 at halftime. And it's all fire in the second half. Nice passing to McKenna Turner for the goal here. And then another nice pass sets up Madison Schollmeyer for the marker, and Holy Family scores 5 straight goals to start the second half. They go on to win it 14-10. In boys lacrosse, Hopkins in white against Minneapolis. The Royals' Jacob Fildseth scores. At the other end, Morley Mathewson fires Nate Freeman, a nice save for Hopkins. Avery Normandin with a nice dodge. He gets in a position to fire the shot home for the Royals for a 2-0 lead. They lead 2-1 at halftime. Third quarter now. Griffin Maywison passes to Eli Harrell, who skips the low shot in for a 3-1 Hopkins lead. Matthew Cook working from behind the net. He fakes the pass, tucks the shot in to make it 4-2 Royals in the third quarter. Ryan Davis does his part for Hopkins, scoring here as their lead grows to 6-2. Strong second half for the Royals. They pull away to win 12-3 for their first win of the season.
Now to baseball, where Maple Grove and Armstrong were both struggling offensively coming into their meeting. Maple Grove at home to take on the Falcons in this one. In the bottom of the first, Joe Franta drives one to right center field for the Crimson. Corey Pallion is the second of 2 runners to score on the play. And it's 2-0 Crimson on a double for Franta. Nick O'Hara changes that score with one swing in the third inning. The Armstrong shortstop will tag it to deep right, and it has just enough to clear the fence for a solo home run. The first homer this year for Armstrong, and they are within 2-1. Down 3-1, Armstrong gets a runner home as Nick Malmgren bounces to first, bringing Juan Ponce home to make it 3-2. They later tie it up at 3-3. Maple Grove also executes to get a runner in, though. Isaac Collins is on third. Jack Keebleback grounds to first. That brings Collins in for a 4-3 lead, and Maple Grove wins for just the second time this season, 4-3.
Cooper's baseball team lost a pair to St. Francis Friday. The Hawks had been off to a very good start, including their game against Spring Lake Park. In the top of the third inning, the Panthers with 2 runners on, but Tyler Haley gets the strikeout to end the inning. The bottom of the third, the Hawks with a runner at third, 2 outs. Nawan Norque beats the grounder to third for an infield hit, scoring Nathan Lutmer for a 2-0 lead. Fourth inning, Dylan Erickson's ground ball gets through the wickets at third. Seth Anderson scores, and it's 3-1 Hawks. Bottom of 5, Trey Rooney rips a shot to the gap and hustles into second with a leadoff double. 2 batters later, Norque at the plate, and he brings Rooney home with a shot down the line. It's a run-scoring double for Norque as Cooper takes a 4-1 lead, and that's the final as the Hawks win it. Park Center's baseball team has taken a big step forward this spring. They faced one of the better teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference as Champlin Park played host to the Pirates. Bottom of the first, Trevor Kaminsky smacks a 2-out hit the other way. It scores Brady Soderstrom, and it's 1-0 Rebels. We go to the top of the fifth. Champlin Park now up 2-0, but Austin Ledeen comes through with a 2-out hit down the line to score Brandon Budnick. And the Pirates draw even when Tyler Stroh scores on the wild pitch to make it 2-2. Same score in the top of the seventh. Stroh is clutch with a 2-out hit to plate Budnick. Park Center takes the lead on the Rebels 3-2. But Champlin Park ties it at 3 in the bottom of the seventh, and in the ninth inning with a runner at third, Matt Smith with a fly ball to the gap that drops. Justin Johnson prods home for the winning run. Champlin Park wins at 4-3. We'll meet the Rebels' Bryce Marquardt later in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
A windy morning Saturday as Maranatha Christian takes on Southwest Christian. Jared Vance with a single to left for Maranatha. It brings Jonah Kilsdonk home with the first of many runs in this game. After Southwest goes ahead in the second inning, Brock Berquist delivers a hit up the middle to score a run. MCA evens it up at 2-2. Still in the second, and Kilsdonk drops in a nicely placed hit to short right field to score Berquist. It's part of a 6-run second for the Mustangs. If you were out Saturday, you know how windy it was. MCA third baseman Christian Voigtlander does a good job staying with this one for the catch. Carter Berquist singles past the shortstop to score Vance and Isaiah Hansen. A good day with the bats for the Mustangs as they win it 16-7. And not really raining too much, but not a real great day to be out there on Saturday.
It was horrible in the width of the spring we had. Anything, it's no precipitation, they're going to play no matter what. Well, next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a Champlin Park baseball standout who's one of the top players in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Champlin Park's baseball team enters play this week with a 10-2 record and in second place in the Northwest Suburban Conference. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a Rebels senior who is leading the league in batting average and total bases. He's a two-sport standout, finishing his prep baseball career with a flourish. Bryce Marquardt is punishing pitchers to the tune of a .531 batting average for one of the top teams in the Metro.
I think I've hit the ball pretty well so far. It's kind of funny that I'm a one-hitter and I'm leading the team in kind of the slugging percentage and all, like the big hits and all that. Yeah, just being able to come out and help our team lead off the order and just give us a good start to each game has kind of been key.
He's the kind of kid that pressure doesn't bother him at all. I mean, he enjoys it, and he's a clutch player, and he leads by example and is a leader on this team.
On the football field, Bryce was Champlin Park's leading receiver as a senior, catching 44 passes for 712 yards and 9 touchdowns. A versatile player who also played defensive back and returned kicks for the Rebels.
Bryce is a very special athlete and very fun to watch. I mean, sit back as a coach and you'll watch him just go. And he can do things that a lot of people can't do. Hand-eye coordination is excellent. He can catch anything. We throw him the ball and he'd come down with it.
In football, me and Coach Corton always work kind of on the same page as far as what plays were going to get called to me, what plays we were going to call late in the fourth quarter if he needed something clutch, whether it be from me or the running back, quarterback. He just it was cool to know that he could trust me with whatever play he wanted and knowing that I'll be able to go up and get the ball or try to find a way to get it or make a big impact.
Bryce says he learned a lot about both of his sports from his older brother, Brandon, who also wore number 22. In football, Brandon was a speedy yet punishing running back who rushed for 1,513 yards and caught 22 passes while scoring 29 touchdowns during his senior year of football in 2009.
Give him the ball and watch him go. That's what we did. We handed him the ball or threw him the ball and we just watched him go score. And he was an exciting, explosive player. And he didn't always take the hits, he'd give the hits as he was being tackled.
A lot of it has just been me watching him. I mean, Friday nights out on the field, watching him go for 3 touchdowns, 200 yards and all that stuff has been really cool. And then coming out and watching him play baseball and make that throw to home, hitting home runs, whatever he's been doing, stealing bases. A lot of my learning from him just came from just watching. And then, of course, there's just stuff like playing backyard football when we were younger, playing catch with me out in the street, just stuff like that that's been really cool.
Next year, Bryce will attend Bethel University in St. Paul. Call it a family tradition.
My mother graduated from there. My dad went there for 4 years, ended up getting his degree from Mankato. My brother transferred out of Mankato after 1 year, one semester, and went to Bethel. My sister's getting her master's degree from Bethel. So I guess I'm kind of following the family path by going to Bethel.
Bryce will play both of his sports for the Royals, uniting the Marquardt boys on the football field for the first time ever.
That was kind of one of the big impacts in my decision making. I was mainly looking at going D2 baseball, that route, and then kind of looked at kind of the bigger picture, where I wanted to be, where I fit in better. And that was kind of one of the big things, was looking at being able to play with my brother, being able to kick return with my brother, being on the same side of the ball as my brother. And he's kind of always been a big role model for me. So being able to play with him for his last 2 years and my next 4 are going to be really cool.
While he says he loves both sports, Bryce says baseball is his #1 passion, as much for the camaraderie as the game itself.
You get out here, you hit, you field, just really laid back and just kind of a cool environment to be in. And you get I feel like you get a lot closer with teammates when you're playing baseball, because you got all the downtime to kind of talk when you're on the bench, and you can just get really close with guys.
In this compact spring season that is Minnesota 2013, Champlin Park's baseball team is off to a great start. And Bryce Marquardt is the leader of a talented collection of ball players. The Rebels have 2 conference games this week and wrap up the regular season next Monday. Bryce says he plans to double major in sports marketing and business education in college. Jay talks girls lacrosse with the Armstrong Falcons when we come back.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Another great start to the season for the Armstrong girls lacrosse team as they enter the week with a 5-1 mark after beating Champlin Park last week. And we're joined by three of the Falcons, and we'll start with Kaylee Roy. And I know your team, kind of had some pretty high expectations coming in, but how are you feeling about the way the group's performed so far here?
I was really impressed with how we played. It was probably one of the best games I've been a part of, and I'm really excited to improve as we go on the year too.
I know Champlin Park did beat you guys last year. Was that a little topic of conversation? Did you have a little momentum because of that, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's what really kicked us into gear this year, and we're really excited to play them and just kind of prove to them what we can do.
First game of the season was against one of the best teams, if not the best team, Blake. But what did you guys learn from that? I mean, obviously you don't like losing by a big margin, but what did you take away from that game that can help you the rest of the way?
Well, we just figured that we didn't want to ever lose that much again, so we just decided we'd be as best as we could and beat the other teams. And so, yeah.
What would you say is making this a good team right now? What are you guys really excelling at on the field?
The chemistry. I've never been on a team that has been so much like together, and I really love all the girls on the team. I'm really excited to see how well we go this year.
All right, thanks for joining us, Caitlin. Good luck the rest of the way here. And we'll turn now to Haley Hatton. Big game for you against Champlin Park. Was there a revenge factor in that one a little bit, knowing what they had been able to beat you guys last year?
Yeah, I think a lot of us, we took into account last year's game, and we were all kind of worried about it, and we were thinking, like, this is going to be one of our bigger games this year. So I think that kind of just made us more driven to win the game, I suppose.
You guys really shared the ball well. You had a lot of different people score not just one goal, but multiple goals. Has that been kind of the way things have gone most of this year?
Yeah, I think that's one of the strongest things about our team is that we have a lot. The scoring is really spread out. There's not just a couple girls that can score. It's really spread out throughout the team. We have a lot of attackers that can score multiple goals, so that's helped us a lot throughout the season.
How much do you guys work on, not just beating people individually, but being able to set some things up and being able to work the ball around, because when you play the better teams, obviously you're going to need to do that.
Yeah, actually, pretty much every practice we go through our 7v7, like our motion attack. We work on we have plays, we have drills that we do with our attack, defense, 7v7, stuff like that. We do that pretty much every practice.
All right, thanks for joining us, Haley, and have fun next week. And Callie Reinhardt, your team's been doing a lot of good things. How much momentum is there around this program right now, just everybody wanting to be part of girls lacrosse at Armstrong?
I think we definitely have support from our school because we are one of the better programs around Armstrong that wins a lot more games compared to boys lacrosse or other teams. And even though our boys lacrosse team is really well too, but we do get a lot of support from our team, from the school.
Would you say the team so far is living up to expectations that you thought of coming into this year?
Yes, and we've actually exceeded some of our expectations because I thought the Champlin Park game would be a lot more difficult, but we rose to the occasion and beat them by a considerable amount.
I asked Kaylee about Blake, and one that you guys can learn from, I'm guessing. Do you feel like it helped you guys ultimately to at least have been on the field with a team like that?
We definitely learned that we have a lot to work on, especially on defense, so I think it taught us some new techniques that we could use to better ourselves further in the season.
For sections now, obviously it's going to be a little different. There's 8 sections instead of 4, and potentially a better path to state for Armstrong. Is that something that's really a huge goal for your team?
Yes, because we don't have to go through Eden Prairie anymore, so we just have Roseville and TG, which really gives us a better chance of getting to state and really gets us excited, so because we have a chance.
All right, Callie, thanks so much for joining us, and good job so far, and have fun the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, Callie Reinhardt, along with a couple of her teammates here for the Armstrong girls lacrosse team, again entering the week with a 5-1 record and a couple big games coming up this week. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam for you right after this.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv. All right, the game of the week is a Northwest Suburban Conference baseball clash between district rivals Park Center and Osseo. The game is Thursday at Osseo. You can watch it via live stream on our website, 12.tv. Watch it on Channel 12 at 8:30 and 11 o'clock Friday night or Saturday at 5 p.m. And that is it for this week's show. Thanks for watching Sports Jam.
And we're already heading to playoff time in a couple of sports. We'll see you next week here on Sports Jam.